Anyways, moving on. Sports. So if you don't like sports, this is the part where you don't watch, I guess.
No, this is the part where we make you love sports.
Okay. All right.
With our excellent discussion.
This is the Undrafted Opinions part of the Jacob and Me podcast. We are going to be covering some other stuff or some cool stuff in this. Mike Scioscia, the low lord of Orange County.
basically.
For almost 20 years?
This is his 19th season.
19th?
Yeah, he was hired in 2000.
Okay. I thought it would have been 99, but okay. Never mind.
No, it's not yet 20. It's almost 20.
Okay.
He's the longest tenured manager in baseball right now.
Which I think is about time. I think it's, I mean, my dad's been very vocal about him moving on for a long time now, but I think it's a good thing for the Angels. Personally.
Yeah, we kind of buried the lead there. The Mike Scioscia. There's an athletic article that came out from Ken Rosenthal, who's like one of the most respected baseball journalists that are out there. That Mike Scioscia was going to be stepping down from the Angels at the end of the season. He was in a press conference like a couple days later. He said that the word that he used was poppycock. That it's like an old, like one of those old dead words that no one ever uses anymore. So basically, it was nonsense that like the rumors that he was going to be stepping down. They've always been.
Oh, so it's not true then?
He's denying. Like he has not.
Oh, I'm not happy.
No.
I thought it was.
Oh, spoiler alert. He's not confirming it. But Ken Rosenthal doesn't mess around. Like if Ken, I believe Ken Rosenthal. That like this is gonna be it, because Ken Rosenthal is not this will be, you can count on one hand the number of articles in the last 20 years that Ken Rosenthal is like, if he's willing to report on it, someone spilled the beans to him.
Yeah. I honestly think he should should step down. Also, Poole should retire. I just this is me personally because I want to watch entertaining baseball in my area. He's not very. The only entertaining part about the Angels baseball right now is Mike Trout and Ohtani. That's pretty much it.
Cole Calhoun. I would take Cole Calhoun this last month.
I don't care about Cole Calhoun.
All right.
I need a new right fielder. Just saying.
Whoa! No. Not if he continues hitting the way he is.
If he dies, or is this whatever momentum dies, like in the next couple weeks, you're gonna feel different. So, regardless, there's a lot of pieces that need to be filled in that lineup. I feel there's pieces in the pitching that needs to be filled. Like, oh my god, like. When we went to the batting cages like a month ago, where the guy was like, "Angels pitching hasn't been good since Bud Black's been there." Like Bud Black has been gone for over a decade now.
Really? That long?
Yeah, he was with the Padres.
I would have guessed like 7-8 years ago. Padres and the Rockies.
Yeah, he left like late 2000s.
Maybe. Yeah, sure. I don't remember.
So it should have been 10 years by now.
Probably has.
He was at the Padres for a while.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not even gonna bother looking up. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, 10 years. We put it sealed.
It's the truth. It's time sealed delivered.
But for me, it's like I want to see some entertaining baseball. You got Mike Trout. You got the best player in the league, and baseball in general, and like you're just like wasting his talent for me.
I mean, I agree that it's time for a change, but in no world do I blame anything that's happened on Mike Scioscia.
I can, because like I feel like he emphasized too much on defending, like defensive players.
I would agree with that, basically only for the catching position, because you can't explain the existence of Luis Valbuena in the lineup. I think Mike Scioscia's biggest fallacy is that he relies too heavily on veterans over, like, why over the last couple months has obviously since then Luis Valbuena has been designated for assignment. Like, he's not even on the team anymore. But there was a long stretch where Luis Valbuena was getting the at-bats over David Fletcher, for example. And David Fletcher has a higher batting average. He doesn't quite have the power. He only has one home run in his time in the major leagues. But like, there was no reason that Luis Valbuena should have been playing over basically anyone. But Scioscia kept putting Valbuena. He's had this tendency over his tenure that he favors veterans.
I don't know.
But I mean, we've had more people on our disabled list than the rest of our division combined. We also have had, on our 23-man roster this year, we've had 59 players. Like, you can't account for that many injuries, and that's not his fault.
Oh, I mean, I guess, but like, I still think he would like with the healthy pitching staff. I still feel like the Angels are not going to be that successful. I don't think they would have been, especially at the state of what the division is right now. I think they would be almost at the same spot as they are. Because I'm not gonna be a dick about it, but it's just like I have no faith in that pitching staff, healthy or not healthy, and it's just like you need to reload, honestly. But I mean, you got pitching prospects out of the trades that at the deadline.
Yeah, I think most of them are relievers though.
You need some relief.
Yeah, like we need that. We need that too.
I don't know, man. Because every time you send someone out, you're basically sending them out to the guillotine. So, for me, I feel like it's a good step for the Angels. I think they need to get a guy that is able to, for what I've noticed and what I have seen, is with the Cubs and the Dodgers and how they're able to move guys around in their lineups and in the field and fielding, and able to have them adapt to that and then keep them in the lineup.
Yeah,
I think that's a thing I think that's a manager you're gonna want to look at, because I feel like that's like what's gonna be considered standard in a way in the coming years. And I like watching Dodger games because they're actually entertaining, and they're keeping their bats in the lineup regardless of and then they kind of obviously they adjust to what's going on in the game too, which is I think a thing that kind of seems like it's happening, because obviously with all the statistics and all the shifts and stuff, but like
I mean the Angels shift.
Well, I'm talking about like in the sense of like your lineup is already gone up twice, and like you're gonna keep the same lineup up there. I feel like the idea is like kind of different now, because like how like you change guys in and out of the lineup from what I've noticed.
Well, the Dodgers play in the National League. Like it's a totally different ball game.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
I feel like that's like
sure.
It's gonna be like a thing.
Who do you think should replace him? I have two. I have an absolute like will never happen dream scenario, and then I have like a couple realistic options.
I don't know who's on the table or who's gonna get let go. So and I don't know who the Angels are gonna overpay. So
I don't care if they overpay.
It
would be the first time.
Picks?
It'd be the first time in Artie Moreno's tenure as owner that he overpaid for anything except Albert Pujols. So
okay, but who's your dream pick?
Okay.
Oh, actually no. Let's go with a realistic guy, and then we'll go with
the the most realistic option that I think is on the table right now is from outside of the organization is Joe Girardi. He's not managing in New York anymore.
Yeah.
He's twiddling his thumbs, doing whatever. I don't know what Joe Girardi's doing right now. But
Joe
Girardi
is on the is like network.
That's right. He's the biggest name that's available like right now today. From inside, it's looking like it could be Brad Ausmus. There are three names on the inside. It's Josh Paul, who's the bench coach right now. Leave, get out, don't come back. Brad Ausmus and Barry Zito are both special assistants or whatever to the GM. They have been for the last couple of years. So like Brad Ausmus specifically has been kind of rumored to be like the internal option. And you've seen a trend recently of like young former players.
Yeah.
Like Aaron Boone in New York, for example, and
Correa's in Boston.
Yeah.
And then someone else.
The
Robert's
Phillies.
Somewhat young too.
The Phillies manager, Gabe Kapler.
Yeah.
So if we go that route, that's kind of how I see that going. But the absolute dream scenario, and you need a couple things to fall into place probably for this to happen. The Chicago Cubs make the playoffs. All right. They win the World Series. Joe Madden, our boy, used to be a coach in Anaheim. Wants to go out on top, he won the World Series. He won 2 World Series in Chicago, Now's the time to step away. Get a new challenge in his life. And Joe Madden leaves the Cubs and comes back. That's the dream scenario.
That's
Do you know how
what's his contract
hyped I have no clue what his contract is in Chicago.
I mean,
I'm sure it's like 15,000 years.
Yeah.
Until the end of time.
That would be nice.
But I'm gonna look up what his contract is right now, because Joe Madden to me and I guess similar, not as good option, but if they were gonna do something like that, it would be like a Bud Black.
Yeah.
Where like someone, it would be like a good middle ground, but at the same time, I kind of feel like if we're gonna do this, we should just rip the Band-Aid off and like don't have any kind of legacy things. But Joe Madden would be an exception to that because he is an exceptional coach,
Yes.
an exceptional manager. I'm gonna look up real
He
quick.
got
what it is.
the Tampa Bay Rays to the World
Yeah.
Series. Yes, he's exceptional. No offense to the Rays fans. Sorry, not sorry.
Let me look. Joe Madden's the final year of his contract with the Cubs right now is next season, the end of next season.
Okay,
So
it's a possibility.
a little bit unfortunate that it's not this year. Another option, someone who has yet to renew a contract is Dave Robertson at the Dodgers.
Yeah, and
his contract is up at the end of this year.
And then he's also in the area too. So
Right. Yeah. So those I think are both good options. I guess Brad Osmus is like just a big question mark. Like we don't know. Although it has seemed like a lot of those young managers have done well, although they also have good rosters. But the Angels have a good roster. It's just like we need to keep people healthy. They have a solid. If we had if we could play MLB The Show and turn injuries off, the Angels have a good roster.
okay,
They have a better roster than the Phillies.
Okay.
They have a better roster than the Braves.
Okay, I'm not saying that.
They have a better roster than the A's and the Mariners in our own division. I'm just saying.
Okay.
The Mariners are finally receding back to what the
And
statistics and
what is
analytics have been telling us this whole season, that the Mariners actually suck. But they were somehow winning games.
Yeah, they were an anomaly. There was
Exactly.
what is going on? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see at the end of the year. We'll see what happens. Angels not going to make the playoffs.
No. I mean, we're 500 right now, and we're in fourth in our division.
Mhm.
We would be in, well, not in the East. There's probably at least two divisions where we would be in second place right now.
Yeah.
With a 500 record,
easy.
which is ridiculous.
Welcome to baseball.